At this point, I would like to call up Mr. Kevin Hilton and students from Surgoinsville Middle School for a future city presentation. Exciting work in the field of CTE, even going on to middle school, and kudos to Kevin for leading this charge.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Thank you, Board, for allowing us to come and celebrate and show you the success of our students and our achievements. And before we introduce our city, I've got a gentleman here who kind of introduced me to Future City. His name is Reuben Robertson, and he's an engineer, and I'm going to allow Reuben to come and explain what the students did and what they're going to show us this evening. So, Mr. Robertson.
Thanks for inviting me to say a few words, Kevin. I'm Reuben Robertson. I work for a civil engineering company in Johnson City. And a few years ago, we helped to assist in creating a Tennessee competition for this national STEM competition, Future Cities. And it's a STEM program for middle schoolers, and it starts with the question, how can we make the world a better place? Where 6th, 7th, and 8th graders imagine, research, and design a future city that showcases sustainability for a future that's a city that's 100 years in the future. This year's theme is a waste-free future, and it challenges students across multiple curriculum to test the engineering process. The competition side of this, I may let Kevin talk a little bit about this, but last September, we wanted to give the competition a little bit more momentum because it had slowed down a little bit from the pandemic and having to set aside doing in-person competitions. So I was making quite a few calls in September, and called lots of schools in the area. And so last September, I somehow got on the phone with Kevin Hilton. And so let me give you a little role play. Imagine that you get a cold call from some engineer that you don't know, and they're asking you as an educator to commit to a new extracurricular activity, research the rules, learn the handbook, lead a new program, coordinate after-school meetings and workshops with students and parents, monitor progress, teach about potentially unfamiliar topics, keep up enthusiasm, and prepare for competition through the fall, Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, with the pandemic running around. And I'll tell you, Kevin is the only teacher that I talked to in, I don't know, probably dozens of schools that not only took up the call, but enthusiastically took the call up. So I called him back a week later and I said, have you thought about it? He goes, I've already signed up. So I just want to thank Kevin and Hawkins County for committing to this program for this year, and I can't wait to hear what the kids have to say.
Thank you, sir. All right, I'm going to ask Dr. Mann and Mr. Lucas to bring up the project. And I would like to introduce our students. We have our 5th grader. Now the contest is for 6th through 8th grade, but Surgoinsville Middle School is unique because we have a 5th grade. And I asked the competition committee, and I said, I have a 5th grader, and she come to me and said, Mr. Hilton, I would like to participate. Can I? I said, well, I don't know. I'll find out for you. So I called them, and they said, yes, we would welcome the 5th grader to participate. There were some things she couldn't do, but her name is Haley Carver. So Haley, you come on up here. Let's give Haley a hand. Haley was very instrumental. She did a lot of our painting and construction. She even enjoyed cutting the board. I got the ply board and a saw, and she said, oh boy, I get to cut. I said, well, hold on now. But she got her goggles on and she started sawing away, and she did a really good job, so we're proud of her. Our next competitor is Ava Collier. She's kind of our team leader, and she's an 8th grade student, and she's done a phenomenal job. She's our lead speaker. She does a lot of our talking for the group, and a wonderful leader. So we appreciate Ava. And our last competitor is Miss Lauren Gillespie, and she's our quiet one of the group, but she does a lot. She keeps us in line, and she enjoyed the painting. She really did a lot of our painting These girls did a phenomenal job. We also had a gentleman, Mr. Gavin Burnett. He wasn't able to make it here tonight, but he also contributed. So I'm proud of these students, and I'm thankful for Mr. Robertson for giving us this opportunity. And but when he called, I was actually talking to Dr. Mann. Of course, I just got hired as the assistant principal, and I was talking to her about what we can do and introducing the new club. And this club is called CTSO, Career Technical Student Organization. I promise you, Eric, I won't. You're good. I promise you. I'm long-winded. That preacher in me gets it to me, but say amen. See, I lost track. That's what we did. I lost track. But I was always talking to Dr. Mann and talking about what we can do for the CTSO, and I said, what can we do? And a phone call came, and it was Mr. Robertson, and I said, there it is. So we started the Future City, and the CTSO Club is all about introducing our middle school students to what they're going to see at the high school level. So we're going to, here it's the STEM project. So they're looking at what do engineers do. This was a fantastic project, and the students are going to kind of introduce what they did, how they made it, problems they encountered, things like that. But after this project, starting tomorrow, I've got 2 students who are going to compete in the Skills USA. What we did in the high school level, I was able to start a chapter at the middle school. We are going to compete at the state level this year, middle school, for our first time. So I'll have 2 students going to the state competition in April. So we're excited about that. We're excited about all the opportunities that these students will be able to get into in these next several years at Surgoinsville Middle. And again, I'm thankful for Dr. Mann that's graciously allowed us to start this club. I'm thankful for Mr. Lucas. He's our SPED assistant. He jumped right in there and helped me. Miss Laura Gill, our math teacher, she's 7th grade. She's unable to make it here tonight, but she also contributed to the group. I'm thankful for Mr. Robertson, and also Cooper Standard, who's donated a lot of stuff to copper wire. They even pulled up the copper wire for us. So we're very thankful for all the supporters, the board who supports us, the community. We're thankful for you. Now I'm going to be quiet and turn it over to our students, and they're going to explain the city, why they chose the name. So Miss Collier, it's yours.
So the city we were tasked with creating a waste-free city. We chose the name Surgoinsville City due to its name. The name means clean water and clean air in German. And we wanted a city that represented a name for our city that represented what our city was all about. We built it using multiple things found throughout the school. We have a magnetic train which made the city waste-free. We can go ahead and demonstrate that right now. The magnetic train is powered by batteries and magnets, and it goes through copper wires that are coiled up very hotly.
Can you turn to the board and allow some of the board members to see that?
We'll scoot back so everybody can see it. There you go.
So our city had very many educational values to it. We learned very many things about teamwork and our writing skills. Do you guys have anything else to say about the team?
Thank you, Ms. Collier.
Thank you.
I would like to, real quick, and we'll step down, but there was a lot to this competition. There were 5 specific deliverables, as we called it here. First was the project plan, which teams complete a project plan to help them plan and organize their work. They used it throughout the entire project. Second was a city essay. The team had to research and develop an essay, a minimal or a maximum of 1,500 words. Teams described the unique attributes of their city and the solution to this year's challenge, which was being a waste-free city. The city model, teams built a physical model of their city using recycled materials. Did you explain some of the recycled materials, Ms. Carter?
Yes.
Okay. And teams then submitted their work to the judges in a slideshow. They also had to create a slideshow. City presentation, they recorded a 7-minute video about their solution to the challenge and what the city was made of. And lastly, last Saturday, we had a Zoom meeting with the committee, and they had questions and answer session with the judges that involved from engineering, city, and technical communities. So these students did a phenomenal job, great job. We don't know the results yet. We should find out Monday of how the team plays, but no matter what place they get, I'm proud of them. And I'm super excited about the possibilities of further things with these students and Surgoinsville Middle School. So again, let's give them a round of applause.
Everybody look at me and smile. Everybody look at